Thank you for joining the ARC of East Central Iowa for our Advocacy and Community Engagement presentation. Today's presentation is on abuse awareness for individuals diagnosed with IDD. Our goal is to provide education, increase awareness, and create change. My name is Kristen Cranbeer, and I'm the Advocacy Program Coordinator for the ARC. My information is included if you wish to receive additional resources, have questions on the presentation, or recommendations for future events. The ARC of East Central Iowa is a local chapter of the ARC, a national nonprofit organization advocating for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Our administrative office is located in Cedar Rapids, Lynn County, Iowa, and we provide services to 5 additional surrounding counties. We pride ourselves in being members of our community for over 60 years. It is our mission to empower people with intellectual and developmental disabilities to engage in lifelong opportunities to live, learn, work, and play with dignity, freedom, and full inclusion in their communities. What is abuse? Abuse is always wrong. Abuse can happen to anyone at any time. An abuser can be a stranger, but oftentimes is someone you know. Abuse is when someone hurts or harms a person on purpose. People with disabilities are less likely to report abuse for fear of the abuse escalating or because they are unaware they are being abused. I want to let the last point sink in for a minute. If we are not teaching individuals diagnosed with a disability on how they should be treated, they will be at a higher probability to be mistreated. Here are the forms of abuse. Physical is any non-accidental physical harm caused to another individual. This is someone purposely causing harm to you or someone you know. Sexual is any sexual act you or someone you know is forced to participate in or perform. This is a forced action. For those who attended our sexual assault and grooming training, you are aware of this statistic. 90% of individuals diagnosed with a developmental disability will experience some form of sexual assault in their lifetime. Emotional is any verbal act of making you or someone you know feel bad about themselves. Negative language and statements are associated with this form of abuse. Financial is any act of taking, withholding, or utilizing forms of payment without the owner of the money's consent. This could be someone taking money from your wallet, using your credit card, signing up for credit cards in your name, or saying they are your power of attorney. Intimidation is an act of someone instilling fear or causing harm to you. It is important to remember it is how someone makes you feel. Words matter, and how someone speaks or acts towards you is just as important as the words that they use. In the next few slides, we are going to look through various examples of abuse. Being made fun of for your disability. This can be done publicly, on social media, in your home, in the community, or any other location you frequent. Being told you do not have a disability, or you are making up your disability for attention. Being physically abused because you have a disability. This could be being hit, pushed, restrained. Any physical act caused to create violence. Being given more medication than you should be, or not being given your medication at all. Having someone ask about your financial records with the intent of using the information to take money from you. This can include stealing or withholding your Social Security disability check. Being told you can't use your wheelchair, walker, cane, communication device, or having the person damage or break them. Being told you can't use electronics in your home or the community. This does not include parents taking away or limiting devices of their minor children. or with the purpose of redirecting to a non-electronic activity. Being told you can't see a doctor, or having someone refuse to take you to see your doctor. Having someone destroy your personal property because they are mad or they want you to do something for them. Having someone threaten or harm your service animal. There are many other types of abuse. If you feel you're experiencing some form of abuse, we will walk you through what steps you can do to ensure you are safe later in this presentation. There are many signs of abuse. Some are listed on your screen. Sleeping issues. This can be a lack of sleep, wanting to sleep more frequently, sleep schedules being flipped, for example, sleeping during the day and not at night. Unusual mood swings. This can be from happy to sad, mad, depressed. They can happen in a very brief amount of time or can be triggered by certain times of day or activities where changes did not previously occur. Avoidance or fear of someone. If abuse may have occurred, this fear would be directed towards that individual. It could be a teacher, staff, coach, family member, neighbor. You could also see an avoidance of a certain location, locker rooms, gyms, bathrooms, or bedrooms when that person is near. Questionable explanation for injuries. The excuse for what occurred does not seem plausible. Someone could say, I woke up in the middle of the night and ran into my nightstand. But when you look at the individual, they have bruises on parts of their body they could have not hit with a piece of furniture. For example, their face. Or the bruise is in the shape of fingers, a hand, belt, or a household item. Unusual sexual behavior or knowledge. This could be someone displaying behavior that is overly sexualized, beginning to share parts of the body you or a school program has not educated them on, or grabbing at themselves more frequently. Any behavior out of the ordinary should be looked at. Anxiety attacks. These could manifest in someone who has never experienced or expressed anxiety attacks previously. This could be triggered by locations, people, events, sounds, someone's voice. They can come on very suddenly. Going to bed fully clothed. This could be someone suddenly changing what they have always worn to bed, wanting to put on more layers than the weather or the temperature in the house warrants. They could begin picking out clothes with buttons and zippers. No desire to socialize. This could be someone deciding to no longer socialize as they have in the past, refusing to leave their home, no longer wanting to participate in activities they once enjoyed, or disconnecting abruptly from friendships. Persistent hunger or a lack of appetite. The individual could begin to refuse to eat. They could be wanting to eat all the time, gorging themselves, hiding food, trying to have control over their food, and the intake from this behavior has not been displayed previously. You have the right to be safe from harm. Report abuse. This can be anyone you can confide in, but talk to someone you trust. It could be a teacher, a coach, an employer, 911, a neighbor. Get help from a trusted person. This could be your caregiver, a family member, a friend. This is someone you can confide in who will help you navigate the process of next steps after the abuse has occurred. They will help keep you safe and stop further abuse. Confront your abuser. This should not be done on your own. Have your trusted person with you. This may not happen right away and can take time to get all of the information needed in order to proceed forward. But when you and your team of people you trust have decided it is the right time, someone should have to answer for their behavior. You will need a strong support unit. As I shared previously, find a friend, a family member, a caregiver, a staff. Right now, you should be expanding your circle of possible relationships. With an increase of relationships, you will have less likely for the possibility of abuse. Get educated on healthy relationships. You should know what healthy friendships, intimate relationships, work relationships, and age appropriate relationships are. This will be education in the classroom, but also these discussions should be happening at home. Get educated and begin to talk to someone on social norms, how you should act around people and how they should act around you. This can be a process and takes practice. Patience is an important part of this. It's okay to not have everything mastered in a day. Get educated on sexual development and anatomy. Participate in school sexual education classes. And if they are not provided at your school, fight to have them. Sit down with your family and talk about sexual development and anatomy. It is important to remember, if someone is not teaching you about sexual development and anatomy the correct way, you are leaving the door open to having individuals who should not be educating you teach you what they want you to know. This could lead to making abuse easier and more prevalent. Always remember, call 911 if you are in danger and need help right away. Tell someone, even if you are not sure it is abuse. Find anyone who will listen. Abuse is never your fault. Abuse is not only wrong, it is a crime. Abuse is never okay. Please utilize our organization and the others listed below for additional details and support. Thank you for joining us for our event focused on advocacy and community engagement. Again, my name is Kristen Cranbeer, and I'm the Advocacy Program Coordinator for the ARC of East Central Iowa. Please feel free to reach out with me with any questions, concerns, or future suggestions. Thank you.